Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to clean install macOS Ventura onto your device. macOS Ventura is the official 19th major release of macOS, and it's a very exciting one. It's chock full of features like Stage Manager, Continuity Camera, passkeys in Safari, and terrific updates to Mail, Spotlight, and system preferences. There truly are a ton of reasons why you should download macOS Ventura, but I totally understand why people avoid it because of the possible bugs and glitches that might occur. But in this video, we're going to be addressing that problem, and I'll teach you how to clean install macOS Ventura onto your Mac. So you might be wondering what a clean installation is, and what it is that you are deleting every single file off of your computer, wiping it entirely clean, and then installing a new software. This seems like a very unnecessary complication, and if your Mac is already running smoothly, it is. But if you've noticed that your device has been slowing down over the years, you're going to benefit from this greatly. The first thing that I highly recommend is to actually clean off the junk on your device, and yes, that kind of sounds a little bit unnecessary because a clean installation already wipes everything. But before we do any of that, we have to back up our entire system onto a removable disk. And before we do that, we got to get rid of the junk because you don't want to bring that old junk into your new environment that is macOS Ventura. And the program I'm going to be using today is called CleanMyMac X. And this program makes everything easy. It can remove malware, it could optimize your performance, and even get rid of large and old files. But for today, we're going to be going to the system junk module and running a quick scan. So I'm going to click on review details and get rid of even more things like unused disk images, user cache files, universal binary, system log files, and I'll clean all that out. And just like that, I cleared 3 gigabytes of junk off of my macOS device, but I do this regularly. For you, you might have not done this ever, and you could clear maybe 40 or 50 gigabytes right off of your laptop or your iMac. So I highly recommend using CleanMyMac X. There's a download link in the description box below, and you can get started on making your life easier. So the next step is to use a removable disk like this, plug it into our computer, and use a program called Time Machine so we could back up our entire device before we do the clean installation. So once you plug in your empty hard drive, let's go to System Settings, we'll go to General, and then go to Time Machine. So now I can pick my hard drive and I can set it up to be a backup disk, and my MacBook would download every single content into that hard drive. And yes, it will take a little bit of time, but once that is done, we have a safe backup disk that we can use if anything goes wrong. Alternatively, you could use iCloud if you have a big enough storage plan. So just follow the steps on the screen right here to back up your entire device up in the cloud, which is very convenient. Big step number 2 is the very obvious one, which is to download the macOS Ventura installer. So go into the Mac App Store, go ahead and download that installer, but don't click install now. Big step number 3 is to create what we call a bootable installer. Now for this step, you do need another removable disk, but it doesn't have to be that big. It could be a USB drive that is at least 15 gigabytes large. So after you plug in your empty USB, we're going to copy the installer onto that drive, but it's not as simple as dragging and dropping like a regular file. So what you're going to do is click Command Space, type in terminal, and you are going to copy this command right here. It'll be in the description box below, but before you press enter, the words my volume at the very end of it, go ahead and erase that because that's just a placeholder for the name of the USB that you're using. So if your USB is called Untitled, put Untitled. If your USB is called Greg's USB, then type that in as well, and then press enter, type in your password, and you should be good to go. All right, so we have our installer and we're ready to go. So make sure that USB is still plugged into your computer. Make sure everything is charged and plugged in and you are connected to the internet. And there are a couple differences in commands if you're going from an Apple Silicon Mac like this M1 MacBook 16-inch, or if you're doing it from an Intel one, any MacBook before 2021, I believe. Go ahead and follow the instructions on the screen right here and you should be good to go. And if anything were to happen, and if anything were to go wrong, there are a couple instructions right here also on the screen that you can follow, and everything should be good because you still have this backup that we made from step 1. Good luck, take care, and enjoy macOS Ventura.